What's going on, this Tuba Billy? What is the American dream anymore? I remember the American dream was, you work hard for the things that you want. You grow up, go to school, get a job, buy a house, have a family, 3.5 kids, and a dog, and a cat, and goldfish, and all that stuff. So that eventually, when you're old, you get to sit back and retire, and then everything that you've saved up gets to come back to you. But no, I think that's different than the American dream that the younger generation thinks now. Saw an article from Business Insider. It told a story about a recently graduated, or not even recently, I think he's like 31 years old, person. I think it's a man, but you never know these days. Anyway, who owes $146,000 in student loans, and says that that Biden's student debt relief not happening is like a sick game. He said it's a sick game and it's not the American dream we were promised. No, it's not. Because that's not the American dream. That's American entitlement. You say your school advisors told you, oh, just take out student loans. Yeah, guess what? They did that to me too. I've got a lot of student loans. I've got about $65,000 in student loans. And I don't want that debt relief. I don't want Biden's bailout, because it's not fair to anyone else who either didn't go to college, doesn't have those student debts, already paid them off, to cover that bill, because it would be the taxpayers. Everyone would be paying off your loans and my loans. Thank goodness some sane-minded people blocked it so that they could say, oh yeah, this is not constitutional. Biden even said that he wasn't sure if it was constitutional. Pelosi even said he does not have the power to forgive loans, only delay them. So that's what he's done again. Student loan COVID relief is extended until June 2023. That will now be over 3 years that student loans have been in basically deferment, that people are not required to pay them back. At some point, it's got to stop. At some point, people have got to grow up, grow a pair, and pay off your debts. You could be like this kid in the article. He's not a kid, he's 31, but might as well be a kid. This person in the article and myself, we're both. I'm in a public service loan forgiveness program where I work in a public service position for 10 years. 10 years making on-time payments. And then after 10 years, the remainder of your balance is forgiven. Okay, that's something that's been in place for a while. This isn't just a, whatever. handout. This is an incentive for people to work in public service, because public service, I hate to tell you, it don't pay that much. It really doesn't. You know, I'll probably be working 20 years before I ever think about getting six figures. And I'll probably have to, you know, climb the ladder. You know, I've got friends who went to, like, you know, 18 months of vocational school to get a welding certificate and started making $80,000. I'm nowhere near $80,000 right now. I'm like half that. So, no, you don't get to foolishly take out $146,000 in student loans and then whine when your American dream isn't what you thought it was going to be. There's a lot of dust. I'm going to hold my breath here. More dust. Good grief. All right. Whew. I think I'm past it. I didn't want to breathe in all that nastiness. So yeah, the American dream ain't what it used to be. There's some of us that are still striving and still working for the American dream. The person in this article, I don't know, I don't think it said what his major was, but if his major was like gender studies, are you kidding me? Psychology, are you kidding me? There are so many useless majors right now. I mean, I've got a pretty useless one. I've got a music degree that I'm not using. It's a piece of paper hanging on the wall. But at least I was studying to be a teacher. And, you know, if I wanted to, I guess I could still go back and do that. Finish up whatever certificates I need. So it doesn't say what the student, what the major was. But some of this accountability should be placed back on the school, on the advisors, for pushing student loans. That's one reason why school prices have been skyrocketing, is because it's so easy to get student loans. So, I mean, the school knows they're going to get money from the government. So, yeah, might as well just make it higher. Same way with insurance. I mean, doctors know they're going to get insurance money, so they're going to upscale all the prices of everything so they get more money from insurance. It's a messed up system. That was not made better by Obamacare. Anyway, different topic. So, you complain that the American dream is not what you were promised. What exactly were you promised? You know, you get $150,000 in debt for a useless degree, and then get a low-paying job and expect it to just disappear. Or at least part of it, at least $20,000 of it to disappear. Meanwhile, those people who have already paid off their student loans, who did the right thing, those people who didn't go to college chose to get a vocational school, vocational education, get technical training. You know, the plumbers, the electricians, the welders, the truck drivers, the backbone of the country, they're going to have to pay off your student loans because you're irresponsible and took out more than what you can handle. I'm in that boat too. I mean, I'm probably going to be paying off my student loans, you know, at least for several more years. But stop whining about the American dream. No, it's not your American dream to have your debts forgiven and have the government give you everything that you want. That's entitlement. That's what that is. You feel like you're entitled to more just because of reasons. Doesn't have to be good reasons. So no, I will not support the student debt forgiveness or student loan forgiveness, whatever payoff that Biden's doing. $20,000 per borrower that you had to call to opt out of. It was just an automatic thing that you had to call. So I called the day I got the email. I was on hold for about 4 hours. And during that time I got hung up on twice. So if you want to do that, make it an application process. But you can't do that because your own party is saying it's not in your power, Biden. And it's not something that you would be able to do. But I mean, I guess on the other hand, we're sending over, you know, however many billions of dollars, like 50-something billion dollars to Ukraine. You know, at least we spend that in America. I mean, maybe that would help. I don't know. I don't agree with that either. So the American dream is work hard. Take care of yourself. Don't rely on the government. Don't rely on anybody else. I mean, there's a time in my life I was working 2 jobs. I was working a full-time sales job and a part-time at the airport. So there would be days that I worked 16 to 20 hours a day. Didn't get days off. I worked hard to support my family and to make sure that I had enough to put food on the table. So if you're not willing to do that, don't be taking out hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans. That's about all I can say. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, because your foolishness should not be something that I have to pay for, or anyone else in America. So be excellent to each other. Tuba Billy signing out. God be with you till we meet again.